have you all here. I'm so excited for us to get a chance to discuss and talk about the book that we just read by Sarah Jae Foster, Broken Identity. So get ready to give your input and your thoughts as we go through all of the questions together. Is every marriage susceptible to adultery? And if so, how can we guard against that?
I believe every person is susceptible to adultery, and every marriage is vulnerable.
I agree with Rachel. I think that we're all human, and not one of us is above any type of temptation. And
I definitely think that everybody is vulnerable to temptation because, I mean, let's face it, we're all sexual human beings.
If you think that you're not susceptible to it, then, you know, that's just, it's a reality.
I was really captured by how Mona thought that she was being an example to the girl who worked with her, Jocelyn. How she kept telling her husband, I need to be a good example to her. I need to mentor her. I need to help her. But really, she was being lured by Jocelyn.
Mona was sure she could handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was her biggest mistake. She says, well, this is going on, but I'm in control here. I can say no.
She was being, angry and judgmental.
She thought she was really strong and that she could handle everything. She says, and then I realized that I really liked the attention that was given.
She began to feel more judged.
Exactly. Because she truly was judging herself. So she was putting her feelings about herself onto those around her. She was projecting it out, wasn't she?
The moment that she said, well, I'm strong, I can handle this, isn't going to affect me, and then all of a sudden she realized, but I like it. And it just broke my heart, because that's the place that you're headed downhill.
do you think that Mona received Jason's compliments and attention because she was insecure?
Initially, she wasn't insecure. I thought she was pretty, or at least she, on the outside, seemed like she was a very secure person. As she went on, she started to feel more insecure and more unworthy.
She's got somebody who's coming alongside her and dressing her cuter. She's losing some weight. She's gaining confidence. And then somebody comes in and gives her attention. And
I think she looked around and said, is there more to life than this? Anytime you start searching, you will find something better.
She didn't go into the workplace expecting to have that temptation. I think that's where temptation comes, is we're caught off guard. She had no clue.
She had encouragement in Jocelyn because her little work buddy was really encouraging her, even though she kind of knew.
You don't realize that there's Jocelyns out there who are okay with you having an affair with your husband and
encourage
it,
But she felt silly. She felt like maybe she was fabricating it in her own head. And when he tells her, if I come back there, I'm going to kiss you, and she still says, come back here, she knows what's going to happen.
She took that apple.
She did. She took that big bite of that apple.
I just had to reread what it said. She thinks right before she calls his bluff. She says, why don't I give up this foolishness? But his temptation, he was too great.
there was a slow progression that she just pulled you right into. And as a reader, you can feel the pull and you wanted to stop it.
But man, she just grabbed me right away, and my heart was broken right from the very, start. And it was like, oh my gosh, I have to read chapter 2 and keep going.
Part 1 was Mona. We weren't expecting a part 2 and it to be in Brian's perspective, so you got both of that. I just thought it was really interesting how you went from one perspective to the other, and I thought she did a really good job of making you kind of feel those emotions.
I would buy every young couple thinking about marrying a copy of it to read.
It's hard to face human tendencies in this book for both the men and the women.
They have to realize too that this changed both of them.
I think if you have been through an experience like Mona, there's redemption, there's healing, there's restoration. And if you have not experienced something like this, I think it opens your eyes to realize, I better just be careful in thinking that I'm above or beyond something like this.
Amen.